You know, this movie is interesting. What's up, guys? It's Courtney, one half of the Brothers of Deconstruction here, and I'm bringing you my super late review for The Hunt. This technically came out in March, and it's only August, so it's not your typical super late review, but I'm still going to count it though because, well, it came out in March and it's August. Of course, as usual, this is a spoiler alert because, you know, we're going to get into the shit. The Hunt was originally scheduled for September 27, 2019, but got pushed back due to a couple of mass shootings that happened to take place in August. It eventually got a release date of March 13th of this year, but then, you know, the pandemic happened and it closed movie theaters, so yeah, that was kind of fucked up. This was one of the movies that I was really interested in seeing when they first started doing promotion for it last year, but ultimately I just didn't want to really risk going to the movie theater because March is when things started being shut down and hysteria was sort of starting. I was worried that the movie had been edited, but Jason Blum, who serves as a producer on the film, said that it was left untouched. The Hunt actually has a number of recognizable actors in, well, cameos. I say that because a large number of them are killed off fairly quickly early on in the film. It stars Betty Gilpin as Crystal, Hilary Swank, Ike Barinholtz, Emma Roberts, Justin Hartley, and even Ethan Suplee. The Hunt is a movie about a group of people that are kidnapped and dropped off in the middle of a clearing or the middle of a field and hunted down, hence the movie title. But there's a very specific reason as to why they were hunted for sport, though. Now, I remember the first promotional run didn't really hint at any of the political jokes or discussions in the movie, but the second promotional run did, which made me think that the film had been edited in between it being pushed back. But apparently they didn't edit it, as I previously stated. I also find it funny that in a promotional run, we know that Hilary Swank is in the movie kind of playing one of the main bad guys, but in the actual film they hide who she's playing, like we don't already know that it's her. Movies, stop doing that, or at least coordinate with the trailer companies to keep the secret. Shit. The Hunt is an overall okay film. There are issues with the story that bring it down, but a lot of the action in the movie is quite entertaining. Betty Gilpin does a really good job in the role of Crystal. She has some weird mannerisms that she does that are funny, at least to me, and comes off as very likable with her southern accent and situational awareness and survivalist smarts. So Hilary Swank is one of the rich people in this particular group of rich overseers, I guess I should say. And in a group chat, they joke about kidnapping deplorables and murdering them at her manor. Now, this was apparently a joke, but one of the people in the group had his phone hacked and a bunch of stuff got leaked and revealed, including this group chat. So conspiracy theorists latch onto this and start talking about it online. And everybody in the group chat is forced to leave their respective positions. So it's at that point where they decide to make the hunt a real thing. We even get a flashback scene of them choosing who they want to pick from the number of people that were posting about it online. Hilary Swank's character Athena sees a picture of Crystal and hears the caption left by a post of hers and decides to add her. That's the reason why she's added, and she basically says, fuck this lady, she's killing people, blah, 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 this and that. And Hilary Swank is offended by that, so that's why she picks her. Now, I will say, while they're assholes for deciding to actually kidnap and kill these people, some of the people that they chose were also assholes. So for example, Smallville's Aquaman, aka Justin Hartley, that's what I know him from. That's who he's going to be for the rest of his life to me. He's going to be Smallville's Aquaman. I'm sorry. He was a big game hunter who talked about Manorgate, which is what they started calling this whole conspiracy thing. But being a big game hunter made it easier to pick him because he was talking about Manorgate. It just so happens that, he spoke about Manorgate, and then he had a bunch of posts of him killing like rhinos and shit like that. So it made it pretty easy to pick him. There's also a convo that happens later on that I have a bit of a problem with, but it includes the statement he probably uses the N-word openly. Not when nobody's around, probably on Twitter. Yeah, you could probably see why I have an issue with that. And that's not even the worst part. The conversation before, I'll get to that later. So it's clear that they mean well, but they're going about it the wrong way. You don't kidnap and murder people because you're offended by them, one. And two, because you think that they actually believe that you kidnap and murder people. So if that sounds stupid, just wait, there's more. Betty Gilpin's Crystal reminded me of Erin from You're Next, in that she was well aware of how to take care of herself. And that's because Crystal is an Afghan veteran. And we also find out that Athena chose the wrong Crystal. There's another Crystal in the same town with the same name. The middle name is spelled differently by just one letter. That's it. And apparently they picked the wrong girl. Now, my theory is that they use pictures of everybody when they're doing their selection. And when Crystal's picture comes up, there's a middle finger that you see, and then there's Crystal's picture. Now, I think that the actual Crystal that they meant to pick up is the one giving the finger to the other Crystal. I mean, Betty Gilpin's Crystal even says that she received some of this woman's mail. So clearly they've been mistaken before. So I think that if they live that closely where they're mixing up mail for the two of them, then I think they were probably co-workers. The picture of Crystal looked like that it came from her job. So maybe they were co-workers or something like that. And, the actual deplorable Crystal flipped off veteran Crystal, and they just didn't know. I don't know. It's weird, but that's what I think. That's what my theory is. The middle finger belongs to a real Crystal that they meant to pick up. Crystal asked Athena why they did this to them, and it's explained as because you guys made it real. It was a joke, but you guys thought it was real, so we decided to make it real. So now that I've gotten everything, all the explanation out of the way, that's fucking stupid. And Crystal herself even has a look of confusion on her face after Athena says that. So it's very clearly that doesn't make any sense. And this is one of my problems with the film. The statement was supposed to be a joke, but because people started treating it like it was real, you decided to actually make it happen and then try to blame the people for talking about it. And that's why you decided to make it real. At that point, you could have just left it alone and let them talk shit. No matter how offended you were, it doesn't really matter. But Damon Lindelof, which shouldn't be surprising, he's one of the writers, and apparently he stated that it was a satire about the division of the country's left and right. And it was rumored, as I'll get to later on, that the original title of the script was Red State versus Blue State. So they meant to start out writing this film as an observation of the political divide of the country. But this is another problem of mine with the movie. They lean way too hard into the political bullshit. Someone gets called a snowflake. A scene from the trailer of an old white person saying, "We're the worst," meaning white people, is kept in the movie, and it's surrounded by a convo on whether or not it's okay to call black people black. which is the conversation that I was talking about earlier that I had a problem with, and you can kind of see why I have a problem with it. There's also redneck this and hick that and fuck those illegals. So yeah, they had all the subtlety of using a rocket launcher to kill a mouse. Had they not been so heavy-handed with that, then I think the film would have come out better. They even make references to George Orwell's Animal Farm, and while I haven't read it, I'm sure it's ironic that it mentions the book several times in the movie, yet doesn't have the same nuance that leads to different interpretations of the material. Again, I haven't read the book, but my knowledge of Animal Farm is from Archer, as a lot of my knowledge is. And there's an argument in an episode of Archer about what the book is really about. This movie doesn't have that type of nuance. Now, apparently in test screenings, audiences didn't like the politics of the film, and Universal, for some odd reason, hadn't foreseen this happening, even though it was apparently the exact reason that they initially passed on the script. But they also made a statement to Variety denying these claims about negative feedback in test screenings and discomfort with the political discussions in the film. Now, like I said before, I think The Hunt is an okay film with some really entertaining aspects and a really well shot fight scene between Swank and Gilpin. Now, maybe the film is too deep for me, or maybe it really is kind of stupid with the subtlety of a spiked mace. I don't know. I think you can wait to see this after it gets put on streaming for free. Yeah, those are my thoughts on The Hunt. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. It's not a different setup. I just don't feel like moving my couch around. So you guys can see the Funkos and the action figures up here over my right shoulder. So I have my movies and my other action figures, and as you can see, I have now placed my green Zeo Ranger on top of my newly acquired Psycho Ranger set. So ideally what I'm going to start doing with this background, I'll probably switch between the two, but what I'm going to probably start doing is I'll probably start adding stuff to stack up back here. Just so I can have a little bit more diversity in how I shoot the videos. And plus, shooting for this makes it, just a little bit interesting angle and things like that overall. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Check out all the other reviews. I just uploaded an episode of the podcast as of this recording. Bruce also has his 3 Ninjas Knuckle Up review up as well. And yeah, guys, I appreciate all the support, whether it's 1, 5, 10, or 100 views. And I'll catch up with you guys later.